So this video is going to be one of my more serious ones, although I'm talking with my avatar looking like that of Lewis from the Ghost music video. But anyway, I've seen a couple people talk about this topic concerning with the previous episode, and I thought I'd give my 2 cents on it. Is Big Mac trans?
I submit to the evidence of Do Princess's Dream of Magic Sheep. Big Mac's role throughout the entirety of MLP FIM is that of a farm pony. He even says so himself. He talks about wanting to be more powerful, and in Do Princess's Dream of Magic Sheep, his dream manifests him as an alicorn princess. More specifically, in this episode, Brotherhood Social, he becomes more powerful. More specifically, in this episode, Brotherhood Social, he becomes the most powerful thing in Equestria, a girl. And whether that's true or not, and let's be honest, there are videos for that already, Big Mac perceives power through female gender.
Normally I would be inclined to agree with this, since in a show of MLP, the fairer half of the species has been shown to be the problem solvers. Now, I'm not downing anything on it. Far from it. I love female leads and characters. But Big Mac emulating the female side to become empowered, it kind of does not work. Since throughout the video we see that Big Mac actually being held back by the dress. And during the final course of the competition, we see that during the race with more pieces of his disguise being discarded, which allows him to become more powerful, air quotes necessary. Heck, he was even able to beat Rainbow Dash in a foot race, with 3 hooves and carrying Apple Bloom no less, breaking the course throughout the entire race without even flinching. Another note on the most powerful sex in Equestria, and this is what I'm going on from what I've seen in the show, the only reason why the main 6 and the princes are able to defeat some of the strongest enemies was due to outside help. If it wasn't for the elements of harmony, Discord would still be running amok with his chaos. If it wasn't for the Deus Ex Machina of rainbow power, Tyr could be running around like Equestria like a cheap Godzilla monster. And if it wasn't for the Crystal Heart, King Summer would still be growling up a storm. Don't get me wrong, the characters in MLP are strong, but it seems a bit unfair to declare one sex better than the other, especially when we see one half of said population for most of the time. It's a show whose target demographic is for little girls, so I'm not going to fault it on wanting to make strong female characters. As someone who loves narrative, who loves MLP, and who loves reading way too much into these are things I have to consider. But back to the point on hand, is Big Mac possibly trans? To answer that question, we need to look at the evidence at hand that would allow such a claim to be created in the first place. In the current season, we were given instances to this. 2 of them, in fact. Brotherhood Social and Do Princess's Dream of Magical Sheep, both of which have Big Mac assume more feminine roles. In the former, he has a clear motivation for wearing said outfit, to help Apple Bloom win with the Sisterhood Social. The idea of dressing as a member of the opposite sex has been prominently seen in several forms of their entertainment, some of which were moved by outside motivations. Looney Tunes with Bugs Bunny trying to not get shot, Benny Hill for laughs, and depending on the sketch, to assume a role. Even Pokemon has done this a few times. One time was in the Lost episode where James tried to enter a bikini contest to win money, and yes, that episode exists. And the second being when Ash needed to enter a gym that only allowed women to enter. Want a non-television example? How about Final Fantasy VII, where you spend a good 30 minutes to an hour collecting clothes to have the main character Cloud dress up as a woman, in order to get inside a building to make sure one of your best friends is alright. On a side note, Squaresoft, that scene had better be in the remake, it is a classic! The point of this is that there are clear motivations that can be made to disguise yourself as a member outside your gender norms. It doesn't automatically have to be that you're trans or interested in being trans or have anything like that going on. Now for the Dream episode, consider Big Mac's appearance in it. He wasn't a princess when he first appeared. He was a unicorn. It wasn't until he was backed into a corner by flying muffins, don't do drugs kids, that he turned into Princess Big Mac. Once again, he had motivation to transform. If Big Mac really wanted to be an alicorn princess, why not do it from the get-go? Since, well, it was a dream. So, is Big Mac trans? I don't think so. Then again, you listen to a guy who thinks Fluttershy is an otaku because she made cardboard cutouts from a leaked episode. If there's one thing that fandoms are known for, it's for blowing things way out of proportion. We'll often jump to conclusions based on one scene or one episode and treat it like fact. Heck, it was because of the mindset we have Derpy's canon name be Muffins. It's like a bear jumping out of an airplane assuming there's a bird in its backpack that can allow it to fly.
I don't think you know what you're doing! You need a parachute! That's a backpack!
Oh, alright. Kazooie? Oh.
Then again, you're allowed to have your headcanons on the matter. That's your right. If you want to think Big Mac is trans, more power to you. I don't think he is, but that's just me. I can't stop you from doing it. I don't have that power. My work on mind control techniques is still in the works and won't be perfected until 7 years from now. But that's just my thoughts on the matter. If you disagree, feel free to hash it out with me in the comments. I'm Common, remember to examine your fandom, and have a good night.